Okay.
Ready? All right, we're going to ask you some questions about John Dillinger, but we want to start by hearing about you. So why don't you state for the camera your names and your ages?
Okay, my name is Florence Liss, and I'm 78 years old.
My name is Mary Lipton, and I'm 90 years old.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we want to hear about what you saw that fateful day in East Chicago, Indiana, with John Dillinger.
Well, I seen John Dillinger, Johnny in it, robbed the bank. I seen him going into the bank. He went in the bank first. Then he had two guys with him, one on each side of the door. And they had machine guns. And one of the guys killed a detective. I think he was a detective. His name was O'Malley. And then they ran out of the bank. Dillinger ran first, and the car was waiting for him. A convertible was waiting for him. So he got in first, and the other two guys by the door got in the back, and they were sitting in the back.
Grandma, where were you in relation to what was happening at the bank? Where were you at the time?
Oh, I was at the J.J. Newberry dime store. It was right next door to the bank, in the same building, just a wall in between. And while we were in the dime store, they announced at the intercom that there's a robbery at the bank, so we knew about it. So they went and locked the doors at the dime store, and there's one woman that worked over, tall, blonde. She fainted when they shot that guy, when they shot O'Malley. She fainted.
Did you actually see him shoot O'Malley?
Yes, Yes.
And O'Malley, you said earlier that he fell down on his back or something like that?
Yeah, on his back, yeah.
How did other people react at the time? What did you do when they made the announcement?
Well, we were all scared, you know what I mean, because we knew what was happening. Yeah? So everybody that was in the dime store was standing by the door and watching, you know what I mean, yeah.
So people actually gathered around and watched the scene unfold. Aunt Flo, do you remember the incident?
Well, I was only 4 years old when it happened. All I remember was I knew that the bank was being robbed, and I heard a lot of gunshots. So I hid behind her. So I really didn't see that much. But until this day, I do not want to be around any guns, loaded or unloaded. So that's all I remember, because I was only 4.
Oh, okay, continue.
That's it.
So when Dillinger ran out of the bank, he had 2 sacks of money, 2 bags or 2 sacks, whatever you want to call it, one in each hand. And then he went and he was set by the driver. The driver drove away, and they went somewhere. I don't think on Chicago Avenue.
Yeah, that's Chicago.
Yeah, and they went on Chicago Avenue.
Okay.
The guy was really driving real fast.
So you saw the getaway.
You could get away, yeah.
Yeah. Now, were there police officers there in the area?
There was police officers in the building directly across the street from the bank, upstairs.
It was a Carnation Bakery.
Bakery, yeah. I don't know if they had storage there or if people lived over there. Okay. None of them would come out. Everybody was mad. Everybody was talking about it, that they should have came and helped this guy that got killed.
So the community was mad that the officers didn't come and assist there.
Then after they got away and everything, then all them cops came over there after that, but that was too late already to help anybody out.
The question for both of you guys: How did the community respond to John Dillinger being in the area? Was everyone talking about it? Or?
I think they were really surprised that he would rob something like in East Chicago, because we're a small town compared to the other big banks. But of course, they probably had a lot of money in the bank, because Inland Steel and Youngstown and Sinclair and all those companies were pretty, prominent at that time, and they were all going really well.
Steel companies and oil
companies?
companies?
Steel companies, yeah. So they probably did have a lot of money in there.
And my dad played with Dillinger. He played cards on Laguna Avenue across the street from the A&P store. And he said he was an honest guy. He wouldn't cheat anybody by a penny. They asked him, how come he robs? And he said, well, I don't rob the poor, I rob the rich. That's what he told me. But he was honest. He was a real nice guy. My dad liked him. He played cards with him many a times.
Oh, really?
So how did you get home? What happened? What was in the aftermath of the robbery? What happened?
Well, I guess we just walked home like we ordinarily did. But it took us a while to get out of the dime store. They
Yeah.
didn't let us out right away until after all the
After-
stuff was over.
over, yeah.
Because they didn't probably know whether there were any more armed people there or not.
Were you all excited? Did you run home and tell everyone, the whole
we were
family?
nervous.
I
never
was
seen
scared.
it.
I was scared. I was
I
still
was
hanging
scared
on to
too.
her like crazy.
Yeah, I was scared too, but
And didn't the police officers come and interview you or ask anybody questions or anything like that?
no questions was asked.
I don't remember any
No,
police coming even into the dime store.
So were everyday people, like in your family and stuff, were they scared of Dillinger? Or it kind of sounds like, because part of what we hear now by historians is that he was kind of a
See,
hero.
according to what she said, our dad liked him.
Yeah, you know,
And I don't think he would harm an ordinary citizen for no reason at all.
I don't know if that's the first time he robbed the bank or I don't know.
I remember hearing stories of him, helping out people in the community, that were down on their luck and things like that. Is there any truth to that?
I don't know.
Not that we know of. I never heard
I
that.
never heard of it
Okay,
either.
he's got sort of a Robin Hood image, and
Yes.
But my dad always said he was a good man. He couldn't say nothing against him.
And he didn't like cheaters.
Yeah.
He did not like to cheat, anybody to cheat.
What cards you mean?
Yeah, he was an honest card player anyway, and so was everybody else. Probably out of necessity.
All right, ladies. Well, thanks for sharing your stories with us. It was really fascinating.
Thank you for
I
asking.
hope we told everything.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I don't remember that much, but
All right, well, thank you.
you're welcome. Now you're going to run that now?